Okay, this is me saying happy Sunday to all my followers, and I want to say thank you for following this page. Help us grow, help us grow. There are a lot of things we can learn, a lot of things we can discuss that will help your marriage work. You know, some time ago, I've heard a lot of people talk about marriage doesn't work. Actually, marriage works. You understand that your own is not working doesn't mean it's not working for other people. So you cannot just conclude. And a lot of people that came out of marriage, those are divorced. Some of them, they don't want to get married again. I mean, you cannot judge one person that you married someone and your marriage failed. Doesn't mean every man now is not the same. No. You cannot conclude like that, okay? Don't conclude. Who knows? Just at this time, I have to relax, settle down, calm down, okay? So that the former mistakes, you don't make them. Okay, imagine now your ex, should I call it ex-spouse, is now saying marriage doesn't work, I won't get married again. Okay, who is at fault now? You feel that your husband the ex-husband is not the reason why the marriage in the whole world does not work. I mean, your parents, so didn't they work? Your neighbor, is it not working? What of your colleague in the office? Are they all out of marriage because you yourself, your own is not working? No. Sometimes it could be, and one of the reasons why marriage somehow it's as if there is something they can't really settle. Sometimes is arrogance. This one doesn't want to say I'm sorry. This one doesn't want to answer. In short, it's the major reason marriage doesn't work. It's not about just saying I'm sorry. It's about saying I'm sorry. I'm meaning it. That's the thing. If you don't love the man, sometimes I even wonder, you marry the man that you don't love. So what I'm saying in essence is that this time around, well, you can go back and okay, you want to be a single person forever? Well, it's your choice. Everybody mustn't marry, My pastor used to say that. But if you know you will marry, because not being married, you're going to definitely, especially if you're very young and you're out of marriage, if you don't get married, it is well with you. Because it's something you've tested. And now you don't want to go back in because you are afraid, Maybe there's somebody out there that will actually work it. It will work for both of you if maybe someone that you are. I don't want to use compatibility because somehow it's not just about compatibility, It is part of it though, but it is by the spirit. When you settle down, you've seen the mistakes you made in the former marriage. Then settle down and let the Lord guide you in the new one, okay? Somebody now will say, even if the Lord guides you, are Christians not getting divorced? Well, every divorce does not mean that a Christian got married and got divorced doesn't mean he was guided by the Lord. And again, that people are divorced doesn't mean they were not guided by the Lord. I mean, the Lord will tell you, this is your husband, or if you marry this person, this is how it's going to work out. Let me tell you, marriage is important to God, but salvation is more important to God than marriage. It's just that the way Satan fights salvation is the same way Satan is fighting marriage. So if every Christian will understand this, there will be a reduction of divorce in Christianity because both of you are hearing the same word. So if you put the word to work, there is no way your marriage will not work, except both of you are not listening or you are not doing what you are being taught. Okay? So that is just it. If you see Christians that have a difference, I can imagine sometimes when a Christian says, we cannot settle. It's sometimes one person that is always the problem or the two. Okay? So as a Christian, don't say, I'm married, I won't go into marriage. And a young lady or a young guy, what will you not be doing? Temptation will come, you start flirting. What are you not doing? You not stop committing fornication here and there and all that. You just pray. If you still know in your heart that you want to marry, and it's not just because of an irrelevant excuse such as men, I want to avoid women or this, that. Will you really avoid women? Tell yourself the truth. Or it's an opportunity for you now to reflect around and go deeper into sin. Look at what is causing it. Fine. If you cannot settle with your former spouse, if you want to go into, try to cut down those things. Remove pride. Pride is the major reason why marriages are not working. I am telling you, pride. Your wife said, this is what I want. Sometimes we know family members can be the reason marriage is not working. Why don't you people? It's your life now. It is two of you now. Why should family people, can't you just, this is your new life. So why should your family, you've been living with them all your life. I'm not saying you should abandon family people. But if you know that these family people are about to destroy your marriage, and you know you married a good man, you married a good woman, and you know it's not selfish, would you now allow, this is a new life you're about to start with your wife and your family, and because of different, in short, if your family people have you in their hearts and they know they are the problem, they will definitely keep away, like they withdraw a little. Okay, it's not, I don't think there's any wife that will be angry and say, I don't want you to visit your family forever. I don't want you to, except those family are deadly to you. Because let's face it, there are a lot of family that are deadly to a person. It doesn't matter whether you grew up with them. It doesn't matter whether people can turn into something else along the line. There are a lot of family people. Even the Bible said that a man's enemies is a member of his household. So if your wife is seeing certain things, and you know that this woman will not stand up one day and say, abandon your family or this, some sentiments, emotions can cloud somebody's judgment, and it's difficult. That's why it's difficult for people to believe that there is somebody they've grown up with all their life, and suddenly the person now starts becoming envious and want to even destroy them in a family. It is difficult sometimes for you to believe it, unless you are guided by the Holy Spirit. Those enemies of the household, you will never see them, no, unless oh my God, it needs the Holy Spirit, my brothers and sisters, because you will never believe it. So this is something people sit down and talk about. Honey, what are you seeing in this, my brother or my uncle, that is making you say this, that? Why? Because your family, this is your family. Now if you abandon your family, your wife, because she brought up something about your uncle, your auntie, your brother, or your sister, it can even be your parents, and you now say, get out of this house, I don't want again, you're against my family. At the end of the day, by the time she gets out, they've ended up destroying your family. You think you will be happy? Like I said, if that woman is a good woman, you know your heart is a good woman. We know that there are bad wives out there too that don't want you to have anything to do with your family. Maybe out of greed, out of selfishness, out of jealousy, because a wife can be jealous. But then, your wife and your children comes first. You understand? But that doesn't mean you have to abandon your family too. When I mean family, especially your father and your mother. But if you have siblings that all they are after, they don't want to do anything, they don't want to work, they want to hustle from you, turn you into an ATM. What they are after is just to collect and collect from you. They don't care that you have a family of your own now. In short, I will support your wife if he says, please, these people don't want you to stand strong. They don't want you to grow. So if you keep away, there is nothing wrong in keeping away from such people. Let them say your wife is a bad woman, no problem. In short, that has always been the story from time. Wives are always bad, except it's only the grace and the mercy and the love of God and the Holy Spirit that will actually put a woman into a family. A good woman, I always say a good woman. Many wives they are really bad, let's face it. So it's only the Holy Spirit that will put a good woman into a family where everybody will just love you and welcome you, where they respect you, where they keep their boundary, where they know when not to cross certain boundaries in your marriage. It's only the Holy Spirit that will lead a woman into such a family. You understand? It's not really common. There has always been issues of daughter-in-law, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. That is the most common. And again, here comes sister-in-laws. Wives are always issues. Okay? Yeah. Sometimes it is because of control. You marry into a family where everybody just want to control the wife. In Africa especially, they look at the woman as our wife. Our wife, come here. I know they used to do that to me sometimes. Come here, kneel down, greet me. I'll be your uncle. They just want to bring down a wife, belittle a wife. Some people do that. Why some will welcome you, our wife, come here. They give you things, they buy you things. Why some are busy out there saying, see, our wife, because since they married her, they no longer take care of us. I don't understand. Sometimes I wonder whether those people are crippled. They no longer take care of us. Is the person not ashamed? At your age, you are still looking for somebody that just started their family to be taking care of you. What happened to you? If they drag you like that, let it be. In short, I'm talking to those in-laws now. Let it be that because of who you are, your brother and your wife especially wants to take care of you if you are struggling. Not that you think you are not entitled because somebody is your brother. You have become entitled. So what happened to your hand? Your husband, uncle, or your wife, uncle? My brother, no, they help me. My brother, what about you? Why don't you help your brother? Or why don't you become somebody that people can look up to? You are just there at the receiving end so that you can be. If they don't give you, you are not entitled. You understand? You are not entitled. Go and make it and give them. Teach them how to give if they are not helping you. But it's that entitlement thing about no, come on. It's bad. It's bad. Sometimes many people want to marry foreigners, like even bride price. Those ones don't even collect. They don't leave you to live on your own. You can decide to help. In Africa, it's entitlement. And my brother, they will push you away. It's my brother. I don't understand. Did you pay the brother's school fees? And even if you did, let your brother, being a good man, know that he has to pay back. You understand? So if you become entitled, that means you didn't do it out of love. So that is just it. Anyway, so as I was saying, your marriage is not working doesn't mean everybody's own is not working. Or that doesn't mean that your former marriage failed, doesn't mean the next one won't work. Okay? But sometimes you have to look at yourself. If you are the one that is at fault, it's difficult for people to admit. Like I always tell people, if you want to be treated like a queen, don't become a warrior. How do I put it? Don't behave like a security or a bodyguard. Don't become a commander-in-chief of the army staff of the kingdom. That's who you are. You are the commander-in-chief of the army staff in your family. And you tell your husband, oh, you're not treating me like a queen. No, you're not a queen. You're a warrior. You're a fighter. You are in the battlefield. Your marriage is a battlefield. So if that is who you are, don't complain that they are not treating you like a queen. Queens are treated like queens. And warriors are treated like warriors. Nobody pets a warrior. They shout at them. They command them. That is how warriors are treated. So if you are being like a warrior, don't expect to be given a tender treatment. No, that is how queens are treated. Warriors are treated with roughness, and because of their character too, they have to fight battle. They always fight. They are fearless. They are aggressive. So you cannot behave like a warrior, and you want to be treated tenderly like a beautiful princess and a queen. No, you'll be a warrior. So that is just it. All right, please follow us on this channel, this thing called Love, Relationship and Marriage, and for more marital advice. Have a blessed day. Please don't forget to follow and subscribe. Thank you.